Okay, it is January 31st, 2022. Here's the fix for cruise control that I've been struggling with for about, a week now. And I went on a trip, a 1,000-mile trip, and just super irritating. Let me give a little background first. I know people are going to skip through it probably, but if you don't listen to me, then you won't understand. And here's the big, there's a reason this thing quit working. It was my fault. But anyway, listen to me now, please. All right. What happened was this thing was a filthy mess. I loaned it to somebody and it was a filthy mess. And so I went through everything, pulled the seats out, pulled the interior out, pulled the dash out, pulled the steering wheel off, junked it because, it was totally destroyed. I've had this thing a long time. I pretty much helped somebody out and they drove it for a while and they trashed it. Anyway, and even the engine blew, not even a week, 2 weeks ago. So I put a new engine in. So when I put the new engine in and cleaned all this up and junked that steering wheel, put the new steering wheel in, I had no cruise. So after I put everything together, everything's working perfect. I'm on this big long trip and an irritating cruise doesn't work. And with a hybrid, it's hard to keep it going the same speed without, it's super irritating because you can't go off the engine noise. At any event, I figured it out and here's the fix. Bottom line is this. When I did all this stuff and replaced the steering wheel, okay, I bought it out of a Mariner. Okay, this is a Ford Escape hybrid, 2008. And the steering wheel that I had before, obviously, was original when I bought the car. I've had the car forever. I've had it probably a good 10, 12 years. The problem is, when I put the new steering wheel on, it was from a Mariner, okay? And they're different. How did I figure that out? Well, today I went to a boneyard. I finally got tired of it. I replaced the clock spring. I replaced, this cruise control is super simple because it's all managed by the PCM right here. And it makes sure that you're in the proper gear. How do you figure that out? Well, you use a scan tool or you can verify it with, it's really hard to verify that because people can say, well, the lights come on. Well, no, that won't verify it. But, this is very, very, it's very, very, the odds are not too high that this is the issue. Because as long as it's working and locking and everything, this is probably okay. So moving on. Then it verifies that the parking brake light doesn't work. Or the parking brake's either disengaged or engaged. Well, you can verify that with the fact of your parking light, your brake light. If your brake light's going on and off, then you know that this is working and your switch is off. Then the next thing is there's a blue sensor like this, looks just like this, mounted below on your brake pedal, okay? Well, you can verify that by if it's closed like this, you don't have continuity. Check with a multimeter. If you open it, then you know that the system will not have, that it has continuity. So, I'm sorry, continuity? No continuity. No, excuse me. No continuity? Continuity. Okay? Sorry about that. I had a little brain fart. Please be respectful. Okay? Thank you. All right. So, went to the junkyard today, and I thought, I'm just going to get new switches. I've checked everything. The scan tool is telling me everything. The front left wheel is saying we're going the right speed. Well, how do you verify that? You don't need a scan tool to know that your front left wheel is going the right speed. Guess what? If you don't have a ABS light on here, then you know that left wheel's got to be tracking, right? Because otherwise you'd throw a code up here saying something wrong with your ABS. Now, if you have an ABS light on, I can't help you. You're going to have to get a scan tool and verify that your front left wheel is going the same speed as your speedometer, okay? Obviously, the speedometer's working, so that means the transmission's sending back the signal that we're going the proper amount of speed to activate the cruise. So here is the fix. When I ordered the steering wheel, I ordered out of a Mariner. It was the same color, physically the same. I thought, well, no big deal. We'll go ahead. Let's go and go with it. I didn't bother replacing the wiring harness and all that. Well, I should have. The buttons and the wiring harness has to meet and match the manufacturer. I don't know why, but that's just the case. So today at the junkyard, I bought the harness from a 2010 Ford Escape, non-hybrid. It was just a regular, setup. I also bought, just to verify my theory here, I did buy a button and harness. There it is on the floor. Those two right there go to a Mariner. Those do not work in any way, shape, or form. However way you want to do it, they don't work. But these two this combination here, Cruise works perfect. So what I should have done when I junked out of the wheel, I should have pulled the harness out, or the harness was right here, and I should have took the buttons. So this side doesn't matter. So don't bother pulling these buttons out. There's no reason to. These buttons will work with radio and everything like that in your media, whatever you're doing. But for some reason, the button and the harness, without actually sitting down and pinning this thing out, I don't know what the difference is. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it is what it is. And $20 at the boneyard, we got it done. So anyway, decided to share my frustration with other people that may have at one point replaced their steering wheel and didn't think, well, what's the difference? But there is a difference. So anyway, God bless everybody and have a great day.